So the topic in light today is spawn spot and Clo 3D to VR animated models transfer. Okay, so we'll start with something called the spawn spot. For to demonstrate what's a spawn spot, this is basically a spawn spot, right? What is the importance of this? To demonstrate that, I'm going to have to refresh my window. Let me refresh it. Isn't my location changed from where I started? Yeah, that's because this is where the spawn spot was, right? So this, something like this, a diamond like this is basically a spot in which you enter the frame or you find yourself at some point, right? So now how do I create a spawn spot? Let's say why is spawn spot important? Let's first start with that. So a spawn spot is important when you are, let's say you want your user or your customer to visit your virtual store, but you want them to land at a particular place only. If they enter the frame, they could land up anywhere, right? How do you control that? How do you decide that they get the optimum experience and then they start at the point where you want them to start? That may be a doorway, it may be a particular product that you want to emphasize on, or XYZ, right? So this is why the spawn spot comes in useful. I'll tell you how to make a spawn spot. First we'll delete the existing one, right? So now, right, how do you create a spawn spot? You go to creation menu and then you go to more, and then there's something called as a spawn spot. So when you click on the spawn spot, you have to type a name. Let's say I name it as a entry point. Oh, it's too big a name. Let's do entry, add. Where is the spawn spot now? It's that far. That is where the spawn spot is. I'll bring it closer to me. Yeah. So this is basically where my spawn spot is, right? This is where I want to land. Now, this is circle. It's looking slightly different from what you saw last, right? So there are two types of spawn spots. One is in circle and one is a triangle like this. You see? So what is the difference? When you spawn in circle means you can enter the frame or you can enter the spot within this circle facing any direction random, right? So let's say if this point, if there was a center point in my frame which was like facing in different directions, so I could use this as a center spot and then I can spawn people in circle. But let's say I don't want to do that. I switch it off. Then there's a triangle. What is the meaning of this triangle? The triangle means the triangle has a pointy end, right? So this pointy end decides which direction will I be facing when I enter. So let's say I want to be facing the car which is behind me right now, the car which is this side, right? So this is where I want my spawn spot to be. Also, there is a feature called as default spawn spot. So if you want everybody to come here for the first time, then you make it a default spawn spot. Okay, every time somebody comes into the frame, this is the default spawn spot. And now we can even lock the position or not, whatever works for us, right? So now I am done with this and I can't see the spawn spot now, but I'll refresh. So you see when I enter, which side side do I see? I'll refresh. Connect and see. I am facing the car because the pointy end of the triangle was facing the car itself. So this is the whole concept of spawn spot. You can create multiple spawn spots inside the frame. For example, if I go close to the car and then I want to be landing in another place, then I can click on the car and then I can add a link and then I can add a spot link, right? And this is basically the spot that I will be creating in some other part of the frame. Okay, so that is also possible to do. You'll try it and then see how that works out for you. So that's the spawn spot. The second part of the frame I want to take today is basically Clo 3D to AR. Oh, sorry, Clo 3D to VR. I will have to disconnect and reconnect to make that happen. One moment.